Nation. Hey, this is what we do. Ain't this right, fam? Cowboy Nation, we are live. We're going to have this thing going one way or another. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Shout out to the notification squad. Swat up. I got my guy, CLT, Mr. Rome in the house, man. Talk to me, man.
What's up with you, Law, man? Appreciate you bringing me on. You know what I'm saying? I know man. It's a little bit probably later than normal, but yeah, man, I'm ready to lock in. You know me, my new nickname I'm calling myself is I'm the stirrer of the Kool-Aid. So you know what I'm saying? It's that time of year where I'm looking at things as how they can work out and not how they won't work out. So you know how we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about this team in a realistic manner, and if there's a way to talk about it in an optimistic manner, trust me, I'm gonna do what I gotta
do. hey man, that's what we bring to the table, man. People fail to realize. Once again, I gotta continue to say this: the Cowboys was 12-5 last year, not 5-12. Not 5-12. And this defense, we're missing DeMonte KZ, Keanu Neal, and Randy Gregory. Did I name everybody that we're missing on this defense?
It sounds like you named a spades hand. You named one in a possible starter. That's what it sounds like. One in a possible. That's how look. I look at KZ, and this ain't even a slack. KZ had some plays last year.
Right.
He wasn't a definitive starter, or I wouldn't have saw Malik Hooker get on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
And we know Keanu Neal was the experiment. I wanted it to work so bad. I was thinking about hybrid stuff, and you know who Keanu Neal turned into?
What did he turn into?
Curse. That's who we thought if Keanu Neal was going to be what Curse was. And I thought Curse was going to be a camp body.
Right.
So look how things work out.
Man, look how honest you salute to him.
So important to this team. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really happy that he worked out, and good luck to wherever Keanu landed. I don't even know where he went.
He went to Tampa Bay. We see him week one, don't we?
We'll see you week one.
We see him week one.
We put the weight on because Zeke gonna be running that rock.
Oh my goodness! It just hit me. We will see him week one.
Yeah, I'm about to talk about that. I didn't even realize that. I'm about to talk about that.
Oh, that's content right there.
I'm sure he got a little chip on his shoulder, but he got.
He can't cover. They said they move him back to safety. So that's Schultz. That's Schultz that's going to eat. Jake Ferguson that can eat if he makes the team. I'm looking left and right because there's a Peyton Hendershot that's out there. I look at, talk to me.
Break that down to me a little bit. I'm familiar with the name, not as in depth. And you brought him up, so I'm sure you got a little bit more information on him. I'm hearing he got a little bit of, not the exact Blake Jarwin, but as far as stretch the field, he got a little bit of that in him. So that's what I've been hearing.
Man, at the top of his route, he's not like Blake Jarwin though. Jarwin was a wide receiver coming out of college.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they converted him, and he pretty much worked for us. But now he's gone.
Hip injury.
Yeah, that hip, man. But Peyton Hendershot, he averaged more yards after catch than Jake Ferguson. He averaged more yards as it relates to attempts. And he's a guy, he's sneaky at the top of the route. He's a little smoother than Jake Ferguson. I think that Jake Ferguson probably be a better blocker than Peyton Hendershot.
That's why he's going to make the team because Cowboys love their blockers.
Yeah.
But my question to you is this. It ain't about can Ferguson make the team. I feel like that's I've heard Jerry come out. Ferguson even said he'd like to play special teams. He making his team.
Oh yeah.
Someone told him what to say. I like special teams.
I like special teams.
Bones said, "Oh, really?" But can Hendershot, right?
Is it? I thought it was Hendershot. I've been calling him man.
Okay. Can he beat out McEwen or Sprinkle?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not saying that's hard to do. I'm no slight to them two gentlemen. I'm just saying that's who we would have to beat out. It ain't about him beating out Ferguson. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be 1-2, and then McEwen showed me some things in camp last year. He had some nice catches.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But does he have a strong enough foothold that if a new, young, cheaper option shows up, you know how Steven look at it.
Yeah.
That's he a UDFA. He's like, I mean, you might as well be free.
Yeah, but hands down, the best blocker we got out there, as far as tight end, is Jeremy Sprinkle.
He can block. Like that's his thing.
And he can block so well. His hands are made of blocks. He can't catch nothing. You know, all last year, you'll look down the COVID list. He couldn't catch that because he can't catch anything.
That's
you know,
the problem. I'm tired of us. I don't like us telegraphing things anymore, man. I'm tired of doing stuff like, you know what, we're gonna line McGovern up out left. I know what you're about to run. McGovern ain't running a route. Like, so I don't like when you bring a player on the field that's so bad at catching.
Right.
They're like, oh, I know it's about to go down. Just like when you bring Noah Brown and line him up out wide.
Yeah.
I mean, people watch film. It's like,
yeah,
throwing to Noah. So I'm tired of us doing that. I'm tired of us just being so blatantly like, he's just a blocking receiver. So whenever you come on the field, y'all running the ball.
Yeah, but I think that you would need him though. Believe it or not, he's experienced, and
I just want him to start being willing to. I gotta toss it to him once or twice.
He ain't gonna catch it though. He ain't gonna catch it if you toss it to him once or twice.
You talking about Noah or you talking about Sprinkle?
I'm talking about Sprinkle.
Oh,
but he's strong when you get into your jumbo sets, your 23 personnel, your 13 personnel. Yeah, goal line. You need a big boy like that. So
I respect that.
You know, I think that he will make this team. Good Lord, we talking about tight ends, but I think that he will make this team.
You know, I know the roster pretty well. We can go anywhere.
Okay, but we could stay on tight ends.
Okay.
I am Bunton. I need to do some film assessment on him. This is his second or third year in the league, so that's another guy. He wears number 89. But if it was my favorites right now, of course, I'm making this team is Schultz. He's off his furniture. He's not going anywhere. Jake Ferguson and then Peyton Hendershot. Those are my three. And then Sean McEwen. I got to figure out a way because he did look good in the Raiders. In the Raiders game, he did look good. And then, of course, the camp. Maybe I'm clouded because when I see that 84 out there, I'll be like, man, you can't be messing that number up, man. That's a legacy number, man.
I feel you. Look, Cowboys in these legacy numbers, man.
You know how we are. You know.
Look, 88, and they like that, but I ain't seen nobody throw 8 on. I'll tell you that. Ain't nobody throwing on 22.
No.
Mike got the short end of the stick because that's just what we do. We pass 88 around.
Yeah.
Like the collection plate, but
yeah.
Ain't no 22s and ain't no 8s getting thrown on.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And
So,
12, you don't even mention.
You
don't even mention 12.
I think that might be more prestigious than 8.
Yeah.
You ain't throwing on Rodgers number.
12 if Roger Staubach had one more Super Bowl, like if he had one more, if he had 3, they would do the ruling like they do in baseball. Like no one in the NFL could wear 12, you know.
I know this ain't what we was planning on talking about, but when I dug into like his legacy, like
I
knew about it, like but when I dug into like just him as a person, Staubach got the wild like movie breakdown, like the war. It's different. It ain't no normal like some people like I'm just an athlete. Staubach joint is like they need to drop a movie on Staubach. But anyway.
They literally can do a movie on Staubach and make billions, you know.
Yeah, I watch it like literally like. But like I said, I know we want to hear to talk about Staubach.
No, we good. We
freestyle. Y'all look that up. That's important.
Yeah. They're gonna look it up. They're gonna be like, who else? Shout out to you, D-Ron. Thank you for the donation. Shout out to you, DT. He says, keep up the great content, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for helping this nation grow. All right, so we was going to talk about the battles of the wide receivers, but we talked about tight ends.
A little bit.
But before we move over, who are your 4 tight ends that you really go with?
Well, the top 2 is simple. You know, I know Schultz somewhere mad at the whole fan base, but we still love you, Schultz. You get busy. We don't hate you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to give you 18 a year, but I still love you, Schultz. Like, get your money, but don't get that much. It'll be Ferguson. You know, show me. If you watch some of his college tape and some of his like I think it's like combine stuff. He showed me that he got some good hands.
Yeah.
You know, surprisingly, because coming out of Wisconsin, I'm like, he's just a blocker.
Yeah.
You know, so he'll definitely make the team. I think it'll be. I do think it'll be McEwen, and I think it'll be because as much as and probably the battles between Sprinkle and if Hendershot or Pendershot or whatever his name is,
It's Hendershot.
Hendershot can show that he can do some blocking. You want versatility at tight end.
Yeah, you want that. I mean, you're looking for that twin tight end set, and when you look at David and Njoku payday, 57 or 54 million or something like that.
That's because of his catching versatility. It ain't because of his blocking.
Yeah, but everything.
You want jumbo set, you find something. That's another place. You go ahead and throw McGovern on the end since you're going to throw him someplace. You do everything else, fullback, receiver.
Shoot, I rolled Matt Walesko out there. 6'5", 6'6" kid. He just put him out there.
Weight. He gained some weight. I like Walesko.
Let's go.
I like Walesko because his measurables. When I was looking at that, the RAS score,
right?
His measurables is crazy just because of, and he's sort of athletic for his size because it's abnormal to be that tall, and that long. Yeah. So if he can gain a little weight, he might have a shot to be a swing tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Now I never seen him play on the right side of the field. He's purely left. But, man, we're looking for mentality. We're looking for that dog mentality that we can bring somebody out there who's not afraid to run through some stuff and you know, and just get down to nastiness. And that's what I'm looking for also with my wide receivers.
Yeah.
Now, as we transition over to the wide receivers, before I say this, Dalton Schultz, if you look at David Njoku, big payday. Dalton Schultz, based off of numbers alone, he's going to have to get almost doubled of that, and that's scary. You know, that's just me being real with you guys.
You got to make hard, like the decision that they made. Like, it ain't that we don't make hard decisions. They made a decision to let Coop go. Or let him go. I know that was personal between him and ownership, and that's really where it came from, and we ain't going to get into that. If you can make that type of hard decision, you got to make the hard decision that, look, we gonna pay you very well this year. We're gonna compensate you with the tag tender or whatever. But you gonna play it up so next year you could get a big contract because we're not gonna be able to pay you. Because you can't hamstring yourself with a big Dalton Schultz contract and then literally be up there like, can we pay Diggs? Can we play Micah? No.
Duh.
So this is one of those times where you got to bite your. I should have paid him before and try to get him a cheaper, but I can't pay him for his services this year. Tell him to have the best year possible. Maybe you can up your check and then go get your money somewhere else. I ain't saying Schultz don't deserve his money. I'm saying because of the type of players. Look, I plan on us probably having to play Osa. If he shows me what he showed me, he gonna need some money too.
Oh yeah.
So where we usually all throw our money all at the offensive end, we're gonna have to start throwing some money a little bit at this defense. And I'm sorry, like if Ferguson, because why would you say Ferguson shows like flashes this year, like
yeah,
he's a little bit better than Schultz, or even. But if you paid Schultz already, you're gonna be like, I just messed up again.
No, you know what? Like you said, that's deja vu, because that's exactly what Blake Jarwin did, right? So we paid him, then he disappeared.
Let Schultz do his thing, and if he did something this year like exploded even more, and you feel comfortable paying him next year, then tell him, okay, you know. But I watched Dakota play a whole year on the tag. You're not gonna look at me and tell me that Schultz is better than, like, you know, if Dakota can play a year on the tag, and I know it was ultimately bad for us to force him to play on the tag.
Yep.
I watched him play a little bit. He played a little different under the tag. But my point is, man, this is a business. You getting what was it? He getting 10.5?
11. They might well round it up. 11 million.
He getting 11 million. We ain't necessarily doing you dirty. You make 11 this year, and if you play like you supposed to play, like you would probably be looking at us like, oh, I'm not worth the 11 million. Then you ball out this year, and next year somebody will give you 15. Or if you come back to earth, we ain't locked into 15. But I can't just give you 15 just out of goodwill, and then we locked up for 3-4 more years. that's not even no hate to Schultz. That's just business, man.
It's just business. But these young kids got to understand, if you can just wait to the year 2024, that's when that $111 billion, not million, $1 billion contract, TV money kick in from Amazon. That's when it hit 2024. So if you could just wait, but people gonna be looking at it like, nah, man, my future is not promised.
Dak money gonna be cute.
Yeah. That's why that contract is ending in 2024.
It's funny though. Dak will be right back like, I'm gonna need to re-up. Hopefully we on good terms and this ain't got to be a battle whenever that happens. Like, hopefully they can just sit down. Like, at this point we business partners. Let's just do what we got to do.
Yeah.
That first contract go around was not fun.
It wasn't.
Don't run it back. Although they can't tag him, so they might want to play nice.
And for all of those people that's out there, you can't tag him nor trade him. He got a no trades clause on there, and his agency, they did a good job.
That's the biggest thing in this contract, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not to bring up sore wounds, because I know we hate talking that contract.
Yeah.
But y'all, Steven and them can do them dirty if they want to. I will continue to say this, and hopefully it'll never come to fruition. But if Dak hits the market, he won't be a free agent for 20 minutes.
No, he won't.
I don't care. When you got teams out here with Drew Lock running out on the field, Dak will have a job. What? Listen, in our division, Dak will have a job if he wanted one.
Right. Because this moment he's available, the Eagles, they be sitting around there talking about this and that. They'll be really. Important news, Dak Prescott is now signed with the Philadelphia Eagles,
Listen, it'll be Dak season. There'll be new hats floating around.
Right. Dak attack on hats and helmets and everything.
And they get a lot of them if they want to. But I already know. And we'll be sick.
Yeah, we'll be sick to our stomachs, man, because I know, I get it. Dak right now to us, collectively, not to you, but collectively speaking, they scoff and they turn their nose up at 26-5 or 26-6, whatever his record is in the NFC. Don't you know, if the Giants had a quarterback and had us like that, or the Washington Redskins or Washington Commanders, or even the Eagles, what have you, had a quarterback that had 26-6, we'd be sick to our stomach.
That's a fact. I just think it's funny like this, man. First time in a long time I heard on ESPN, I heard Swagoo or Marcus Spear. I heard him say something that made sense. First time ever.
Yeah.
And it was a little segment earlier on First Take. Him and Stephen A. doing they 1-2. Stephen A. trying to do this fake. I'm getting serious, man. He said I'm sick of Dak. He brought up how it's been 6-7 years and he's supposed to do all this stuff, and then for the first time ever I heard somebody make some sense, and then they kind of cut, like they ended the segment quick, which made me feel like, oh, he's making too much sense.
Yeah.
But he was just like, Dak dealt with a lot of stuff, like as far as just like the offensive line not showing improving, what I'm saying? Certain receivers not showing up. It's not that he wasn't that without fault neither.
Right.
He was coming off a almost career-ending injury. There's a lot of things for you not to. All he said was, you don't shoot him any bail like you shoot Justin Herbert bail, or Lamar Jackson bail when certain things don't quite go perfectly, or you know what I'm saying? It's just because he's like, why can't Dak carry everything? Yeah. And he's like, the mere fact that those things were not going right, certain components of the team. He's like, we come here every day and tell you how bad of a coach McCarthy is, and how. And to make his point was saying, and he still somehow overcomes and gets to the playoffs. And Stephen A. was like, why can't he overcome and carry them through the whole playoffs? And Marcus Spears was like, what quarterback can carry their team without a defense?
Right.
And he's not saying that we didn't have a defense. He's just saying, like, in years past, he's seen Dak overcome a lot of stuff just to be relevant.
Yep.
Just to be relevant. And he's like, Stephen A. is saying, I need him to do more. And he's like, who else do you hold to that standard? He's like, because you crowned Herbert. This is the first time I heard anybody say something bad about Herbert on TV. He said, you crowned Herbert, and he didn't even make the playoffs. And they just switched the subject. And I was like,
what?
I said, somebody got in his ear, because they got the little things.
Yeah.
It was right, like, hey, man, you making too much sense. And they They literally said, "Oh, we gotta wrap the segment up," and I was like, "Spears is gonna get talked to off the camera."
Yeah. It
Like,
was,
it made
look,
too
man.
much sense.
You going against the grain, man.
Yeah, we'll do that around here.
Yeah. Because when you think about it, man, if Dak Prescott played like Justin Herbert did week 2, they would be sitting there saying, "Oh, see," because Justin Herbert threw 2 interceptions and a fumble in that game, and if Dak
They don't even
Prescott
count that win. No one counts that.
Right. They said you didn't beat nobody.
Because for them, the way they treat him, the way they have anointed Justin Herbert, they don't even count. He ain't beat nobody last year. He beat Justin Herbert. Well, they ain't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And in the next segment, they'll say Justin Herbert is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Hold on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though he hasn't made the playoffs, he's been when the moment has mattered most, he ain't gotten it done.
Yep.
You want to keep it funky? I ain't here to hate on him. I think he got great talent.
Right.
But I'm just saying, call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Get to the playoffs. And this year, when that division is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to probably almost take luck to come out of that division. But if he don't, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, but look how bad his division is. That ain't my problem.
Definitely. So the question is, in 2018, a lot of pundits, a lot of critics say, well, Dak Prescott needed Amari Cooper. And I wanted to say to most of the people, excuse me, when do a premier quarterback don't need a wide receiver? Right? And what did Josh Allen did or do without Stephon Diggs? Or what did, let's say, Michael Irvin? Let's say if he wasn't on the Cowboys team, what would Troy Aikman do? What did Joe Montana do without Jerry Rice? Now, granted, Joe Montana is still Joe Montana, but you guys get what I'm trying to say here, right? Everybody need their quote-unquote guy.
Yeah, no question. Even Brady, when they used to try to act like he didn't have it, he still had his security blankets.
Yeah,
it might have been well, he had Randy that one year, but it might have been a quote-unquote specific receiver, but through his tenure in New England, Brady always had a slot. He had Welker, and then he had what was it the other slot he had? It slipped my mind.
Man, he had them tight ends.
Another little short dude, I forgot his name. It'll come back to me. And he had Gronk. That was his security blankets. Those two.
Right.
But you're right. Every quarterback has their receiver. Even if you change out the receiver, they have someone that has some talent to go to. It's rare in the day that you don't have somebody unless you have a team that has another superpower like Seattle.
They said Elderman was this guy.
Edelman, yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They like this, like he knew, you know what I'm saying, all the little pockets that Tom like to throw to when he's in trouble, that was his man's.
Yeah.
You know? He just wasn't a traditional X receiver. That don't mean he wasn't out there making it work. You know, but I agree with you. It's just like they hold Dak to a different standard. I saw a tweet earlier when you brought this up that I had screenshotted. Shout out to is it James Mowell. He said people always asking what did Dak do before Amari, and he said he run rookie of the year, most wins of any quarterback not named Brady since he had been drafted, 3-to-1 TD to interception ratio, top 10 passer rating of all time. This is the Dak that we had before Amari Cooper, and I was like, oh, he dropped some heat on Twitter.
He sprinkled some of Mama's cooking on that
one.
I
wanted to make sure I shouted him out. James Mowell with the heat. If he's watching the show right now, and I couldn't agree with him more. Like it was excellently put because it's not that Dak's a finished product even now.
Right.
You know,
right. He still got some warts. Yeah.
Reminded me of Dak's trajectory as a career isn't like some of the new guys. It's not microwave based. Dak's career is reminding me of how quarterbacks used to be. He's really been maturing as his career is going on. It's not because if you look at it, he's gotten better every year outside of the year where he got hurt. You know, he showed me a little bit something like, you know, even last year, going into the season off that injury, I was expecting a slow start. Like, all right, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool. You know, I was pumping it up, but I was like, he might not hit his stride till like week 6.
Right.
This dude came out going, and I know we lost before everybody jump in the comments.
They ready. Well, they like, yeah, I'm ready. Man, we can't stand this dude right now, man.
He went toe to toe with Brady for real.
Yeah.
Dropping dimes all over the field. And I was like, well, this is a long way from that first year Dakota. You know, but he just showed me that the way he works himself, because he's not naturally as talented as some of these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All of his actual like skill set is just hard work. You know what I'm saying? He work on technique regularly.
Right.
That's why this the offseason people are forgetting the fact that he's not rehabbing and that he's training.
Yep.
That's the most underwritten story in the offseason. Because he spent all last year rehabbing.
He did.
He's gonna come in way different this year, just off the mere fact that he is training. He's not walking around making sure, all right, is the ankle straight? He's last May, he was still thinking about his ankle. I bet you.
Sure, yes, indeed.
So right now, I feel like, I mean, he even said it in his interviews he had recently. He even said it, man. He just, you know, being able to train, being able to work with receivers at his house, because let's not forget, Dak got a full-fledged football field behind his house.
Y'all listen.
So, if you think James Washington and Tolbert ain't been over to his house, you know, CeeDee Lamb, you lying to yourself. You just, if you think that football field back there just for fun, all right, that's his way of doing what most people can't do, which is y'all supposed to only practice in these times. Dak can say, "I want y'all come over to the house real quick for something to eat."
Nah, I mean, Dak is putting in that work, man. And shout out to Eastside Harold. He's up in here. He said that all he hear is
I already
Dak
know
Prescott excuses. And did you change? Can y'all inform me? Because I can't see. Did you change your avatar yet? Because last I checked, Deshaun Watson played for the Cleveland Browns. He no longer plays.
Got Deshaun Watson as avatar?
Let me just. I have to go look it up on my phone.
It's supposed to be Davis Mills.
You're supposed to put Davis Mills up in there, man, or whatever his name is.
make it Lovie Smith. I don't know. I don't know who else to make it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who else to make it.
Shout out to Coach Marv too, man. Appreciate you for your donation, man. But yeah, man, come on with it.
I mean, look, he got other problems to worry about. Shout out to the Texans fans, but I wouldn't be in a Cowboy stream. I'll be trying to figure out what we're gonna do. I would not be in a Cowboy stream right now with what's going on in Houston, but whatever.
they start a whole movement saying #change your avatar.
Yeah, you living in the past for real. Like, let it go. Let it go.
Let me ask you this, man. So is CeeDee Lamb wide receiver 1?
All right, let me look at
break it down.
Listen, y'all. I've been saying this since last summer.
Right.
This ain't even like a new development for me because the Cowboys got mad at Coop and moved on from him.
Right.
I said last summer. I watched CeeDee Lamb doing stuff last summer that made me think, I think he might be wide receiver one last summer. So I'm not the one that needs convincing. I already knew it last summer. I knew when we drafted CeeDee Lamb and put 88 on his back.
Yeah.
It's coming. Now, I ain't like the way it ended ugly.
Right.
I thought it might just end amicably and they would move on from Coop. Just, all right, man, your contract ended. Salute. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we here now. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to Coop. But CeeDee Lamb is 100% the number one receiver. And the reason why I'm saying that is because just because he doesn't do what the previous number one did,
right,
doesn't mean that he ain't a number one. For everybody that's out there that says, well, Amari Cooper was one of the best route runners in the league. That is true.
Big facts.
Keenan Allen's one of those. It's a lot of those.
Yeah.
But I will challenge anybody this. The best route runners in the league ain't always the best actual overall receiver in the league. That's the fact. You know what I'm saying? That again, I don't need to tear down Amari Cooper to build up CeeDee Lamb. So that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm saying that Amari Cooper was a technician and a specialist. Almost like a three-point shooter.
Yeah.
Route running is he got a chain. He know what he do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But CeeDee Lamb is a little bit more explosive.
Okay.
I think that his release, and I know that's part of route running, I think that his release is more deadly than Amari Cooper's. I think Amari Cooper's better into the route. you know what I'm saying, in the route tree. I think that CeeDee Lamb's release is better than his, and that's I haven't been a receiver, but I'm just going off what I do when I watch him come off the line. You know, he reminds me of like a point guard, the way he kind of drag his foot. CeeDee Lamb got a very interesting release.
It's a unique release, and I think that CeeDee Lamb, like Amari Cooper release game is just crazy, right?
It's just different.
I'm not even going to I think he's probably number 1, number 2, number 3 in the league.
He might be the best route runner in the league.
I'm talking about just releases.
Oh, release? Okay.
It's releases. Now, Coop at the top of the route, now that's where I can say that Gallups of the world, or even what we're talking about now, CeeDee Lamb at the top of the route. Those boys, they can create that separation, and that's where I give a nod to CeeDee Lamb, the other wide receivers, Devontae Adams of the world, or what have you, at the top of the route. Now, the person that go get it.
I mean, Coop got that. He know how to snap off his
off of it, yeah.
So that's the difference between, because some of the other receivers are round their route out, you know. Yeah. But like I said, there's nuance. That's the best way to use it. There's nuance.
That's the best way. A nuanced route runner, yeah.
It's different. And just because CeeDee Lamb don't run routes like Coop, don't mean it's like, I don't know if he can gain separation. I don't know if he can do his job. Look, man, when I look at DeAndre Hopkins, because that's my comp for CeeDee Lamb. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
And it ain't just because they got dreads. Because I heard somebody say that to me on Twitter. I was like, are you serious? You think I'm looking at their hairstyle? No, I'm just saying I don't see the same receiver when I look at DeAndre Hopkins and Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? So they're both deadly in their own right. You know what I'm saying? I see CeeDee Lamb and DeAndre Hopkins because if the Cowboys were smart, they would start using one of his best skill sets, which is attacking the ball at the height, at the apex of the throw.
Right.
He will go up and grab the ball. I've seen him do it. I've seen him make that catch in that Philly game that we shouldn't have probably had all our starters out there.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, where he almost got his head taken off. But just watching the physicality that he has when he grabs the ball and where he catches the ball sometimes when it gets up there, I don't know why Dak and the rest of the team don't do the type of throws they throw to Gallup.
Right.
You know, I just feel like CD really would be something that it's in his skill set. It's just for some odd reason when they call those plays, they send Gallup out there. Not that he can. You see Gallup, he be pirouetting in the air.
You know that play that Cedric Wilson dropped in that playoff game. You know, that one on the second to last drive.
Yeah. Man.
Gallup catching that one.
Yeah.
I think even CD would caught that one.
I think they run their route
Yeah.
tighter to where they're not is out of place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now Dak, it was a prayer, but it's literally not that they weren't open.
It was catchable. It was catchable though. Yeah.
Too wide. But you're right. I think one of them come down with it.
Yeah.
I think
Jalen Tolbert.
Huh?
Jalen Tolbert was coming down. It will come down with that.
I think the best kept secret is how good our wide receiver core really is now, as opposed to what it was last year. Because I've been saying that. I said this earlier. I made a little video earlier talking about Dak's recent interview, and people forget that the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing over and over again.
Right.
And every team in NFL makes changes to try to improve. Just because your changes weren't news breaking doesn't mean that the changes weren't effective. You know what I'm saying? So when we switch out people on our roster, not for name-worthy people, but for people with a different type of mindset, it don't mean that we've taken a step back.
Right.
It just means that we have consciously said we're going to try a different approach. Now, you could say, if you're a negative person, you can say, well, that approach ain't going to work because you're just negative. The way I choose to look at it is this. We've been trying the flashy, I don't want to say soft, but I guess you could just say it. Just the different type of approach.
The choir boy, yeah.
For a while, but this is the first time I've seen some legitimate dividends be paid. We going to switch it up. We watched Tampa run it back, every single player. And they probably sat back after the season like, we probably should have changed out
just a little bit,
players.
The inflated egos of Antonio Brown and all of those other guys kind of got in the way of injury, of course. And it's hard to repeat something twice, especially the way that they tried to look at it and do it. But here's the thing with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
They looked at it and said, okay, Amari Cooper was good for us. But in the same breath, Amari Cooper, he wasn't that guy that got into the face or rallied his troops up and got people going, get to going.
Yeah, Amari did.
Hopefully somebody else can do that now. Yeah, I mean,
he missed a little bit.
Yeah.
No slight that he just, and that's just not him. That don't mean he's bad. It's just he is not he's not gonna get in your face. Even if you get in his face, he gonna just, you know what I'm saying? That's not his thing. But think about the moves we made. Let's just put Coop to the side. We talked about him enough.
Right.
We got rid of Lyle Collins. One, he was a knucklehead off the field. You know, he had the accident thing last year.
Yeah.
And then the straw that broke the camel's back is because he wasn't a team player.
Right.
How do I know this? I know for a fact that someone asked him to play guard, and he did not want to.
Big facts.
And as much as you say, well, Zach Martin didn't want to play guard or tackle, I watched Zach Martin kick out there once before. He might not have said, I want to play tackle the whole year, but I watched him be a team player. I watched D-Law come back from injury, and when he came back from injury, D-Law is an edge player. But knowing how good Micah Parsons is and what he does for this team, I watched D-Law bump down into D-tackle on certain plays. He could have said, I ain't playing no D-tackle. I'm an edge. Take somebody off the field. You know? But not only did he bump down to D-tackle, we both know how well D-Law looked at D-tackle on those speed rush downs. He looked incredible.
Right.
My point is, that's another example of, I'll do what y'all need me to do. I'm a team player. You know what I'm saying? Jerron Curse, we need you to be the green dot. What happened? Yeah, we need you to be the green dot. Yeah. You probably don't even plan on that. Team player type activities. You know what I'm saying? I watched, and I know he was an undrafted free agent. I watched Terrence Steele bounce right tackle, left tackle, right tackle, left tackle.
Just everywhere, man, like a pinata, man. They had the kid playing everywhere. And what a lot of people would deal with, they would deal with people who probably do some stuff like stealing or something like that. But once you become a liar, man, that rules out a lot, man. And I'm quite sure the Cowboys probably covered up a lot of things for big Lyle Collins.
Yeah, man.
Especially that car wreck. People fail to realize that car wreck all of a sudden.
I'm sure.
It was a lot of more sauce to it. And I ain't going to speak too much on it. Jerry Wayne, you know.
You miss Rich. Rich used to get the job done, didn't he?
Yeah, you fix this, Jerry.
Get your damn act together.
You know, Jerry, I'm just saying, I'm not finna say nothing else. But what I'm saying is that they got rid of him for a reason.
I got rid of him for a reason. Not being a team player. They didn't get rid of Cedric. Cedric just earned some money. Salute. Go get your money. But at the end of the day, he was a fourth receiver. That ain't a hate to Cedric Wilson.
No.
But he wasn't Coop, he wasn't Gallup, and he wasn't CD. He was fourth.
Right. I mean,
and his hard work has made him at least a 3. Even though in Miami they loaded up, and I know I'm in the same place. I should have stayed in Dallas. But
that dude, $22 million, man.
Get your money.
6th-round draft pick, Cowboy Nation. That dude.
So I can't even hate on him. He got his money. But that's why he's gone. Yeah. But I'm a firm believer that we replaced him with James Washington. James Washington will pay some dividends this year. He is not going to just be a flop, like as if you throw the ball to him, he's just going to be sprinkle hands.
Look, yards after. Look, all of these guys got similar makeup. They don't go down. Like James Washington, Jalen Tolbert, Michael Gallup, whenever he do come back, we hope all is well with him. And then CD Lamb. All of those guys are heavy yak guys. Those guys, I think that they're looking for a mentality. And I really think that they're going to do this thing the right way for this year.
Look at who else they got rid of. KZ.
Yeah.
He had a little small off the field thing.
Yeah.
and that's big enough to be like, I mean, you ain't making enough to be liability, man. So that's why he wasn't. They didn't reach out to him to bring him back. You know what I'm saying? That's more of so an upgrade. Like I said, I feel like Malik Hooker is better than him, even if it's slightly. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Connor Williams. I don't really even go down that route. We just feel like he wasn't a fit for us anymore. He wasn't as physical.
Yeah.
He did have experience. I will give him that. He had experience, and he's a professional guard in this league. But for what we're trying to do, we need some physicality on that line. We got beat up. It was glaring. And every time he seemed to get beat up, the first thing he wanted to do is go to holding.
Right.
So that's why we had to get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? Or not extend an offer to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you start going down the line and looking at some of the changes and some of the people that's not here and why, you know what I'm saying, the last person you'll land on is Randy. I think Randy has all the potential in the world. I really do. And off the field stuff aside, I'm not saying Randy's not going to go to Denver and ball out.
Right.
But Randy's been with us for how long? When did he come onto the team?
2015.
I've had to scream potential for 7 years.
Right. Potentially.
That's reality. That's not me hating on him.
Right.
I went back. I said, let me look. Because you know me, I like I said, I'm a stirrer of the Kool-Aid. I'm going to talk positive. I said, how many Randy Gregory videos have I done? And I went back. First Randy Gregory video I did highlighting, talking about just Randy, was me talking about the fact that he just signed with the Denver Broncos.
Oh, wow.
Meaning I never had a moment where I said, and I've only been doing this for 2 years, but even in the 2 year span, I never had a moment where I'm like, I'm about to talk about Randy today. And just talk about it. Just never came to me. And that's because I kind of always was waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right.
You know? And he flashed this year a little bit. He did. But at the end of the day, he still missed like 4 games. He still only ended up with 6 sacks. And although he had moments, like in the Patriots game, he showed me like Randy, when he's on,
right.
he's on.
Right.
But he also showed me a couple of weeks where it's like, hey, Randy, where you at? You know, I didn't like the tackling of the defensive player. I mean, of the offensive guard.
Right. In that playoff game.
I don't know.
You know who Randy Gregory? This is who he is. Can you sit down on a 3-legged chair? Can you?
You can, but you got to put your leg back to hold it.
You got to sit down, you got to make sure you can't flop down on it, but you can sit down on a 3-legged chair.
Yeah, man.
And he was literally his whole entire career here, the 3-legged chair. And boy, you look at that chair, you say, man, that chair is nice, man. Look at the leather on that chair, dark, deep wood. You know, I love that chair, but it's missing a leg. You just can't flop down on it. So
the crazy thing. Oh, go ahead.
No. What I'm saying now is what we got now is Dante Fowler. We went and drafted Sam Williams and Dorrance Armstrong, and of course Tyler Basham is still on his team, and he's looking to make some type of impact. He said, "Hey, this is my second year. Don't count me out just yet." And then we got Chauncey Golston, who done gained about 20 pounds, who's looking at it like, "Hey, don't count me out. They may keep me inside, but I'm here."
A comfort Golston the other day, they said he reminds them of the new Crawford. I said, you know what? He might be the new Tyron Crawford, just with his versatility.
Crawford did give us outside. He played. I saw them line Crawford at 0.
Yeah. So Golston is putting on that weight. He's showing. He wants to show that, hey man, he's being a team player. Put me wherever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you that I can be available on this D line, which is another, like I said, another component of, you know, we looking for players that and team players that want to do whatever it takes to win. Not and no slight to D-Law, but at one point it was we the hot boys, and we more concerned with wearing hats than actually doing it on the field. And I feel like those days are kind of gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's more so a name that they would probably talk to each other about off camera than actually try to push that brand to the fan base. Because we just in a different place cultural wise, I feel like, with the Cowboys.
Right.
So you just brought up Dante Fowler,
right,
you know, and Sam Williams. I feel like Dante Fowler is going to find his inner Robert Quinn. Not saying he gonna get go get 18 sacks or 17 if you can.
I mean, come on. I mean, I would
I
turn it down, you know.
But I think that he's reinvigorated. He walked into a locker room with a bunch of hungry people.
Yep.
D Law just said, I feel like Micah Parsons came in and outshined me. Right. Not in an evil way. Man, I gotta get it together. I'm supposed to be what he was.
Right.
Rushing part-time. But when you walk into if you're a car guy, you walk into a garage and you like Ferraris and Corvettes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And you just left somewhere that had a whole bunch of Equinoxes, in Atlanta, you're going to be like, I got to get it together.
Yeah.
Fowler's going to play harder just by natural competition around him. He's going to have a better year just because next to him ain't no doubling because Osa is coming to play this year. I'm telling everybody right now. like Osa Odigizua is going to you don't flash like that. It ain't no accidental thing.
Look. I watch the Discovery Channel all the time, and they said when a female walk into, like we're talking about animals.
Yeah.
When a female walks in to a room, and you have an alpha male in there, his testosterone increases, right? The betas decrease. So this is the thing: if D-Law professes that, hey, I'm the alpha male, I'm the gorilla, hey, man, I'm the big dog, King Kong ain't got nothing on me, then, yes, his testosterone, his mindset should say, hey, those sacks belong to me. And if there's any dog mentality out of Parsons, and excuse me, Dante Fowler as well, then their testosterone, their mindset should be saying, he think he's going to get that?
Yeah,
no, that belongs to me. And Dante Fowler never had less than 4 sacks in the season. So he's going to continue to look at it like, I got help now.
Minimum. He going to get 6 bare minimum. That's easy.
Yeah.
I got him at getting 8 to 9, and that's me being generous. I mean, me being being modest. Wow. I got him getting 8 to 9 because he got 4. He didn't start all the games last year.
Yeah.
Right? He was hurt. And he still got 4. He's fully healthy. Yeah. If he stays healthy, he's gonna get 2 more off accident. So my bet is being on a team with more opportunities. Like, say for instance, he's rushing, but then they bring Micah off his edge, and then they try to kick out to get Micah. The opportunities for him is about to get way different. So do I think he get 2 more? Yeah, I think he get 8. I don't feel like that's that hard to do. I can talk myself into that easily.
Yeah.
But to your point with the alpha males and competition and great talent breeds great talent. It's one of those things where you heard on the sideline last year, people saying, man, I got to go get me one, man.
Give me one. Give me one, man.
You know what I'm saying? You got Anthony Brown raised his play up because all he heard was, can't wait till Kelvin Joseph get off the field. To the point where I heard Anthony Brown, he looked into the camera and said, man, I'm like that too.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that episode.
I'm like that too. And I was like, all right, Anthony
Brown. hey, what a beta would say, hey, man, why don't you slow down just a little bit, man? Hey, don't.
I like about I feel like LVE got his mind right because he said that in the preseason. And
why don't you slow down a little bit, man?
Instead of talking about it over the season, he realized, I gotta just go play because he's not gonna slow down.
He ain't gonna slow down.
He's not gonna slow down. Either I got to show and prove, or I ain't gonna be here. And I feel like LV finally got it in the waning weeks of the year.
Yeah. It rubbed off on him. Yeah,
and that's a good thing. Ooh. I feel like LVE might play better than we want to give him credit for.
Yeah,
because we can't unsee bad play. Ooh. But I do know this: he spent a year in the system with Micah, with Kurtz. He know this system in and out, which is why they brought him back. You don't got to reteach him. And if he can stay healthy, I need to stop acting like LVE can't play linebacker at all. Like, I need to stop.
Right. True that.
My bias makes me want to say, dang, where Anthony Barr at? And I still would take Anthony Barr.
Right now. Right.
But my point is, if I got to stick with LVE, I'm not necessarily running Gifford out there. No, I'm not, it ain't that big of a drop off.
You know, this is a great segue to what Coach Marv said, and this shout out to him for the super chat.
Yes, sir.
You know, June 2nd, we gonna have $10 million. And he said, "What do you do?" We still need that linebacker, and you got 10 million of them. If you saying to yourself, all right, I got a chance to see Harper. We don't know what Clark is going to be about now, and we still waiting on Jabril Cox. We still got the bubble wrap around him. You got $10 million. Anthony Barr's just sitting there. Are you really saying to yourself that you really trust LVE like that and Luke Gifford?
Now, let me ask you this then. You just brought it up. I got to ask you.
Shout out to Coach
I got
Barr.
to ask you. Listen, you got the money. You got you Stephen Jones, because we know who pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
It's 3 slots you can fill. You don't got to give me exact players, but I would love to know. I already know linebackers one of them.
Yeah.
The other 2 slots, you got 3 slots to fill. You got that. We got what, 26 million or something like that, something crazy. After that money hit, what you putting on this team, Law? What do you want? If you like, I want to short this roster up, and I know this is way late, deep into the weeds free agent season. But if you like, if I could go get a position somewhere to shore up this team, where would you go? Because I know where I would go. I know exactly where I would go.
It's so sneaky because let me see. Anthony Barr, he had 3 interceptions last year and 3 sacks. Okay. And
no question I would go get him.
No question with him. So we're going to, like you say, draw that line in the sand with him. And I got $26 million just sitting there in the kitty. I'm sitting here like, all right,
I'm gonna
cool.
shore up this team with, like, I'll find, because this is why right now, if you look at the free agent market, you're like, it's dried up. No, there will be other cuts. There will be post June 1st.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's about to be regular free agency, but yes, there'll be a cut or 2 that we ain't expecting where we're going to be like, oh, we not broke though.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Stephen Jones been waiting for. I don't know.
That would be look, you can't move too quick now. This is the spot that we're in because you don't want to go ahead and move too quick and you don't know what you got out of Harper, right? You don't know what you got out of your offensive line now. If you go and try to say, let's go take a shot at Treader.
I might take a swing tackle though.
I don't know who's out there though.
But it's not that I don't got no faith in Let's Go or Ball. But if a viable swing tackle was on the market, I would grab that just for insurance purposes and not stress myself with Let's Go or Ball already. You know what I'm saying? Because that's important. And I would let Steele have reassurance, man, you're not gonna have to move left to right, right to left, stay over there. I would definitely consider.
I have to reinforce this thing, man. I know Ghost and I like Gilmore. I like Osa and all of those boys. I like the promise of Ridgeway. But let me get some guys that have been in the trenches before. Let me go Hakeem Hicks. Let me go with him. And let me go with the other big boy that played beside him. What's his name? His name is Ghostin, right? His name is Ghostin too, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me go with him. I'll go with big boys. And
that's not Osa would be fine. Like I said, I would. It's the fact that I think Neville has upside. He showed me last year some flashes. He also showed me like, I ain't really like the San Fran game too much. You kind of got thrown around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. There's no definitive that you just say, oh, that D tackle room is – because Ridgeway has time on his side.
Right.
Ridgeway could come in and he could be like, I'm not really touching the field too much this year. My job is to learn this defense and just make sure I'm around in case of emergency. You know what I'm saying? So Ridgeway don't have to start. We ain't gotta force him on the field. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. I would take a veteran like Hicks on this field. I also wouldn't mind, and this ain't no slight to Tolbert, I wouldn't mind a veteran receiver. I wouldn't.
There's a lot of people you're bringing into camp. And that's a lot of guys that you don't get a chance to see full reps for Semi. Even though I like when I heard that Semi Fihoko is getting first-team reps because that let me know that, hey, this 6'4", 4'3" guy's getting first-team reps. Now, Will Fuller, shout out to him. I mean, he can't catch a cold. He's one of those parquet hand guys too, but he's fast.
But I wasn't even talking about bringing him in just because there's still snaps. I like to have that veteran receiver in the room.
Just to have as a wild card.
In the room because, even as CD said, he said, man, I used to just go to Amari for small tips. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can bring a veteran receiver in that might be sure-handed and break in case of emergency. Like they've been connecting us to T.Y. Hilton.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But does T.Y. Hilton know this game in and out? He's been a veteran for a long time.
Yeah, he been a veteran.
Can he teach? Can he take Tolbert under his wing and drop some knowledge onto him? Because when you bring in a T.Y. Hilton, you go and talk to him. Hey man, you're not about to come in here and be wide receiver 2. So he would know that, or he would have been on the team.
Okay, I see your angle on that.
I'm saying bringing him in because am I like completely sold that Robert Prince about to drop the forever knowledge on all these receivers? No. Our receiver coach is still green to me.
True that.
So bring in a veteran receiver that know these NFL streets, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
And they know how to play the position. Bring him in. He could probably teach Prince some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that would be a big, a good grab, because it's not about him dominating the ball or saying, okay, now that I'm on the field, someone that doesn't mind taking a background role, but on certain plays, it wouldn't be bad to have T.Y. Hilton. You know how to play. I bet you know how to get open. But just veteran wise, so and it'll take a little bit of pressure off Tolbert. Not that I don't think he can handle it, but I just think it's a smart play. I watched Washington in the boot, Tolbert working on. I think he had the hamstring tightness, and it was like, I wouldn't mind a veteran receiver in my head. That's why
when they saw both of those guys go down like that, yeah, I feel you on that.
Now maybe that was like that's the you had that moment where you start panicking. Yeah. So maybe that was my panic. Like, I mean, what's T.Y. doing? But maybe after I see tomorrow, we'll get the media availability OTAs.
Yeah.
Maybe October to get out there and make a catch or two and show that, nah, man, I just had hamstring tightness and it was May and I wasn't trying to OD. And maybe I'll calm down. The next time you talk to me, I'll be like, all right, you're right. We don't need a veteran. But last week, I got a little nervous. I said, hey, man.
It's still fluff training right now. When they get out to Oxnard and when things get a little testy a little bit, then I will really, 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 really know. But like you said, you bring in that veteran. The veteran can show some ropes, and then they're going to be looking at it like this too. Man, I'm playing with the silver and blue on. I can't let this down. Ain't T. Pookie and Ray Ray watching. I can't just fold up like a wallet. I'm T.Y.
My pie in the sky, my old school Dallas mentality is like, hey, man, if Odell don't get on the team, maybe later. But that's old school. I don't think we in the business of just grabbing flashy players to grab them anymore. I think that's for another time in Dallas land. But me in my mind, if he just wasn't coming off an ACL, I don't even think it'll be a question. But you can't have two of your receivers healing up. So
come on, man, ACL boys, baby. Hey.
You know what I'm saying? We had the Achilles boys last year with KZ and Hooker. I don't think we're gonna run that back. I think so. I don't think that's gonna happen.
The Achilles boys, the ACL boys. Well,
that D tackle and Barr. Yeah, those are two things I like. If you want to be realistic, I would. If they brought in Hicks and Barr law, I would shut up. I'm like, all right, Steven.
Somebody said that Hicks signed with the Buccaneers, I believe. Let me know if that's true in the chat. I see y'all. Sean D says, Sue. Look, I saw.
You're not gonna tell me that Sue wouldn't get busy on this team. He not Ndamukong Suh from 10 years ago. But not to be funny, he ain't getting slang around in the playoff game like Neville did. And that's
no.
Sorry, Neville, if you're watching, but it played like Sue do. And I shut up.
hey. On top of that, with that being said, Sue, I saw a chart line out there, a graph that he only missed 2 games in his entire career.
Yeah, he balls.
Yeah. He unless he gets suspended, he playing. He ain't taking no vacation time off.
Tell me that his attitude don't match what we trying to do. Tell me that his current attitude ain't what we looking for.
You own it. Yeah. Hey, look, if they gonna call the flag or something, give them a real reason why to call the flag then. Since they gonna call it anyway.
If we woke up in a month from now and we hooked up Ndamukong Suh and Anthony Barr, tell me you wouldn't be like, all right, this defense might be looking scary.
Yeah.
Not that right now it's we need a couple players to really, really click for it to be scary.
Yeah.
But Ndamukong Suh being able to he wouldn't even have to play every down. He can rotate with some of the young guys, stay fresher for the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I'm rolling out there with a Suh, D-Law, Suh, Osa, Fowler, and you could say, okay, on certain downs, I'm a bump. I might pull. Who would you pull off the field?
I don't know, man.
Osa
When you talk about
or
when you go into your
because
nickel package?
D-Law is staying on the field. He's gonna bump into D tackle because he was ferocious on them guards because they're not used to his speed.
D-Law, this is what people
You're not
fail to
pulling him off
realize.
the field.
This is the thing is with D-Law. Every game he played in, he forced a turnover.
And he was looking crazy when he came back, wasn't he?
Hell yeah. Hey, and this is the thing. I get it. He got hurt. He broke his foot, but if he hadn't have broken his foot, think about that, Cowboy Nation. This dude was flying out to the ball, and I absolutely get it.
D-Law did us the biggest favor, though. That foot, Cowboys Nation owe that foot money. Because without that foot, we do not know what we have in Micah Parsons. I don't. Sometimes it's beautiful chaos.
Oh yeah.
Him getting hurt and them saying, "Throw Mike on the edge a little bit."
Yeah.
We found out just how deadly. Maybe we would have seen it a little bit, but we was like, "Oh snap!
Oh snap!"
Like, is this because his real? Micah Parsons' real comp ain't. I know everybody wanted to say Lawrence Taylor. I get it.
Right.
It ain't Lawrence Taylor.
No.
His real comp was Von Miller.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like off the edge. He just looked like Von Miller, like really like his bend is different. It ain't like Randy's bend. Randy's bend is like
he could put a shoulder blade and cut the grass as a Randy could bend.
Mike is deceptively, not even deceptively quick, but he's savvy with his pass rush. I've seen him duck under blocks and just attack like that. When he cuts back inside,
it's 4-3.
Yeah, man. So it's different than how Randy rushes the passer 100%, but it don't mean it ain't deadly. The only reason I brought all that up is just, yeah, man.
They would never knew it unless D-Law got hurt. Yep.
I wish I do what you got me hyped now. If we can get Hicks or Suh, yeah, man, you're right. And that's not a slight to Neville in them. They gotta keep matriculating. But I want some I do want a little bit of solidified, I know what you do on this team. And like I said, Oster, the reason why I keep letting him get a pass is because he flashed so much in the first 8 games. He flashed more than Neville has in 3 years.
He did. And then it's hard to dismiss, man. 3 sacks from a rookie from the interior, one of the hardest battles to fight in. And on top of that, he had 37 pressures. Yeah, he had 37 pressures. I'm looking up his stuff now. And he beat out, Christian Barmore, who was considered a real dog nasty interior threat. And the Cowboys picked up this kid Osa, and he did his magic. He had 19 to 20 of those pressures in the first half. He just hit that rookie wall.
That's why I give everybody ain't Micah, he not a human. So he ain't hit a wall. He got better. But the fact that he hit his wall, he went back to the drawing board. He been training. They said that he didn't do what everybody you keep hearing. Golston bulked up, Neville bulked up. They said that Osa looked like he dropped like 5-10 pounds. In a good way. They say he's more defined.
He's smaller now.
They say he's more defined.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that's what I've been hearing. That's what I heard last week. Maybe I don't think I misheard it. I ain't say maybe not 5-10 pounds, but they said he looks more defined. He looked like
chisel.
Like he been training. And I don't want him to get bulky because I don't think that's his game. I feel like his game is a poor man's Aaron Donald. He's not supposed to be bulky.
Right.
He's supposed to be able to be strong enough to hold his own with that wrestling background. I'm sure you're familiar.
Yeah.
Hold his own in the trenches because of his wrestling background, his natural strength, quick enough to do what he did last year.
Yeah.
If you sleeping, I will get to your quarterback quickly.
Off ball, like off the release guy, like I'm up there. I'm sacking the quarterback.
Really good with his hands. That's his big thing. So I'm looking for a leap from him this year. But if you put him next to look what Suh did for Donald. Donald went for 22 sacks or something like that crazy when he had Sue next to him. So you put Sue next to Osa, man, I'm talking myself into something that probably ain't gonna happen. I'm getting excited, and I'm gonna get off here like
you sound like the dude that took Beyonce to the prom, and now he's thinking like, man, when Jay-Z break, you see, I took her to the prom first. So now all of a sudden, if Jay-Z mess up again like he did in the elevator, I can have a chance, you know. That's what you sound like.
It makes so much sense, man. Yeah. I wish I could just hit Steven like, Steven, look, listen to me, man. I know you trying to save your money, but you ain't got to spend a lot. Just take the 10 you about to get. Keep the other 17, 16. Do whatever you want, because I know you're planning on paying some other players. I know why he keeping his money to the side.
Yeah, he planning on doing it. Yeah.
Take 10 and go get me and Ndamukong Suh and Anthony Barr, and I'll shut up.
But do you wait though? Do you wait? Do you wait to
not immediately. No, I don't think they're gonna do it. They want to see these players a little bit.
Yeah.
So whoever we would get, you're right. They would have to wait and see some of these players a little bit. They're not gonna jump because they'd have been jumped the gun.
Wait a minute. They cut somebody last week, right? There was one person.
I forgot his name.
So I forgot his name. He was a safety. So that means there's an available spot on this team. We get more money this week, and I'm quite sure they're going to hold a lot of people, their feet to the fire. If they show up late, if they don't pick up a certain plan or philosophy,
yeah,
there may be another cut this week, and there may be a signing this week as well.
If there's a position that you would sign on, it's linebacker. You want more depth at linebacker. You got depth at D tackle.
And DBs, DBs and safeties, you know, yeah.
Yeah. So it would be linebacker. It would be, and when we talk about Anthony Barr, we might watch Hitchens. Did he bop through the door?
Anthony Hitchens, yeah.
My point is, I do think we bring in, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the excitement wouldn't be the same if we signed Hitchens. But he's a professional linebacker. He knows how to play. You know what I'm saying? I can't act like if he's on the field because somebody got hurt, I wouldn't be that worried.
He got experience. He got a Marine. I don't think nobody on this Cowboy team got more playoff wins than him right now. So
yeah, he can do like I just was telling you that I think T.Y. Hill can do. So you're right. He can come in and talk to people because Anthony Barr might have some skill set, but he ain't won nothing in Minnesota. So you're right.
Yeah. And that's exactly what they look at. They would pass up on the 6'4" guy who had 3 interceptions, 3 sacks, and they say, okay, let's go give us the 6 foot, 250, 245-pound guy, Anthony Hitchens. Let's bring him in. You know, that could be a situation.
He don't got a sponsor in here though, because this regime was Marinelli's regime, right?
Yeah, but he knows Steven, and he said, "Hey man,
that's the problem.
Hey, I play for those peanuts, man. I got a house in Frisco, man."
Oh, that's the magic word. Because Barr gonna want a little dough. He might say, "I'll play for $8." Steven be like, "Okay."
Barr, he said, "I'll play for $8, but would you play for $4.50?"
Yeah. that is Steve.
Would you play for $4? You said 8. That's too high, man. All right, man.
Play for $4.50.
$4.50. You know, meet me in the middle.
I hate my front office because you're right.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna keep you long, man, because I know you got things to do, man. But man, this was a pleasure, man. We gonna kick back. I know a lot of people was hitting me up like, "Hey, Law, when is the final word? When is the final word?"
Hey, look, I'm one of them people.
Right.
See, look, when I'm around this time, when I'm getting my girls down or I'm doing my last step before I get ready for the work day.
Yeah.
Y'all be clutch, man. I'll be writing them comments. I know y'all be seeing me.
Right. Maybe everybody in there. Everybody like, look, Law, where's the final word? Shout out to Big Game James. He's coached Big Game James now. He's coaching up the youth. I love that. And shout out to my guy, Boss Cowboy, and the OC. They had got some events and stuff that they had to swear away today. So we'll be back next week around this time. And shout out to you, man, for coming in, man.
Hey, look, I could be a little sub. I
tag you in, man.
Look, the show came on and said, "Hold on, that ain't the OC."
Look where the OC at, man.
Hey, fellas, if y'all catch the replay, I just try to hold it down for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, this is how you ask the question now. How did he do, Cowboy Nation? You know, can y'all leave a comment down below? Rate him. Give him all 5s. Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you this though, man. If I can say one last thing, if I can get my final word.
Oh yeah. What's your final word? You know.
If I get my final word, you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't mind me saying that,
I'm gonna put the music on in the background, like my guy, Boss Cowboy would do. Go ahead.
Oh snap! Dang. No, if I can say anything, I'll just talk about what I talked about earlier on my channel. Man, when you hear Dak Prescott come out and say, you know, no, we didn't take a step back. Look a little bit deeper into that and realize he's basically speaking back to the media. He's speaking for the rest of the team, but he's letting everybody know, we hear y'all.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna say much more than we ain't take a step back, but we hear y'all writing us off in May.
Yeah.
And we're gonna just let y'all keep writing us off. We're gonna let y'all keep bigging up other teams in the division. And every last one of them, all you hear every day is they took a step forward.
Yeah.
Cowboys took a step back. So for him to use that phraseology, we did not take a step back and be definitive about it.
Yeah.
It's him saying, we hear y'all, we gonna keep grinding over here, but we not sleep. You know what I'm saying? And I love it that way. Like, we fighting us off. Every time I love to see, and this is for the first time in a long time, I can't hear that y'all front runners. Like, everyone is like, the Cowboys might win 6, 7 games. Like, talking about like Twitter to national media.
Right.
The sports books is smart. The sports books ain't moving.
Right.
Sports books is like, it's for the best team in that division. But, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere else you look, it's the Cowboys that lost so many players. And I'm just telling Cowboys Nation, it ain't always doom and gloom. We gonna be just fine. We gonna be just fine. As Dak said, sometimes it's more about going out and making a name for yourself than just living off someone else's name or living off what you've done before. So he was saying that, like, we got players that need to go make a name for themselves. Remember, before Trayvon Diggs was a household name this year, I had a whole lot of people saying, he kind of injury prone. I don't know about Diggs the year before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before Micah Parsons came in and changed even my mind, all I heard was, why they took another off-ball linebacker?
Get
you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Before the God himself, Dan Quinn, became revamped defensive guru Dan Quinn, it was, why did we bring Dan Quinn in? He don't know how to coach his way out of a paper bag. He was the mastermind of 23 and all this extra stuff. Now, Dan Quinn can do no wrong, because what did they do? They showed up and made a new name for himself, or they made a name for themselves. So some of the players that y'all looking at, like, that might not be big names quite yet, you coming out of the season next year, and you like, well, we got Ocean. You know what I'm saying? Or you like, Jabril Cox really did show up. You know, one of the most slept on people. Or Jalen Tolbert was way better than I thought he could ever be. You know what I'm saying? Don't go into it completely blind thinking that we don't have nobody. Take a step back. Stop listening to the noise. Go do your own research and realize, we got some talent on this team.
We do.
we
got some flat out talent, man.
So that's my final word, man. Stop being so negative, man. Help me stir this Kool-Aid. We gonna be all right, man. Help me stir this Kool-Aid.
hey, that Kool-Aid gonna be good, man.
You know
we gonna get Big Game James to drink that Kool-Aid though.
I'm not measuring either, boss. I'm not measuring. Boss gonna text me like, we got your Kool-Aid right here.
It ain't only measured. You know, he just pouring the sugar in there. Put some agave in mine, though. Don't be using that sugar, man. Put some agave in there.
I'm gonna get, look, don't let us sign. You think I'm bad now? We signed Sue and Barr, and I'm gonna be making 2 pictures of
Hey, that Dallas hat in the middle, you're gonna have a Kool-Aid picture right there, just sitting there.
I might have to get some custom joint, man. I might have to hit Ben DiNucci up. I need you to put a picture on my
Kool-Aid in the middle, man. That DiNucci. Hey, don't sleep on Ben DiNucci, then. Don't sleep on.
Hey, look. Everybody got their calling. I think his calling was merch. Do your thing, man.
Merch Danucci, man.
And he getting money because I see these joints popping up everywhere.
Everywhere, man. Look, I need to get one, man. I know you got this one though, don't you?
Nah, man.
This that new one, man. It just came out one of these, man.
I wanted to get the blacked out one, and I couldn't find it.
It's not a snapback, man. It's a fitted. I like snapback, man. My hair grows so fast in the back that one day.
I'm hat man. That's what I do.
Yeah,
that's what I do. Because look, as much as I love jerseys, the way these switching numbers and moving, nah, man. I'ma just go ahead and grab me. Although I want a Micah jersey, that was the hardest thing to find in the world last year.
Yo,
I do want a Micah jersey. I'm still gonna get one too with you.
And they're gonna have the Stitch. They're gonna have the Stitch Micah jersey, I believe, out in a couple of months. So it's hard if you can get your hands on one of them. I would drop
the money on a legitimate. I need that Micah jersey because I ain't worried about no hate to nobody else. I got my Dak jersey. Yeah, I think I need Micah. I just need that.
Look. I had my guy Shap, man. He won. I had the Michael Parsons jersey before. He was like hot, like all white one with the blues, you know. And oh boy, Shap won. Daryl Shap, man. Shout out to him, man.
Oh
yeah. He won the jersey, and I thought I could go back to the store and grab like a gang full of them, some more of them. I search all through Dallas. You can't find authentic. You know, I can get Tyrone Baruki.
People be in my DM all the time. You need a jersey? I got them for $38. I'm like, nah, I do too much content. Y'all ain't gonna hit me in the DM. Hey, Ron, this stitching ain't looking legit. Y'all not gonna get me. If I was just a regular dude, I could probably pull that off. I'm on camera too much. Y'all not gonna clown me.
Why the walls facing the other way, man?
Yeah, man. Y'all look. I can see it right now. You be like, yo, man, that NFL ain't sitting in the middle.
hey, why is faded after one wash, man? Hey, man, what's going on with it?
I can feel it now. I probably could have sneaked it off, but I decided to do YouTube videos, so I gotta buy legit stuff now. Y'all ain't.
You do, man. Hey, the final word is over here, Cowboy Nation. Be sure to hit the like, share this content. And my final word is, don't let this right here change your mind. You know, I always tell people there's one thing a man should always do. It's mainly to himself be true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring it makes sense to you. But I come here to tell y'all, don't be changing y'all mind over what another team did as far as paper. Paper don't sack nobody. It don't hit nobody. Ain't that right, Mr. Rome?
Talk to him.
It don't do none of those things.
Look. Let the dream team. Let the dream team be the dream team. We ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? Let the dream team be the dream team, and we gonna continue to drop these 40 burgers on them.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man. So y'all be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Hey, Mr. Rome, let them know where to find and follow you at, man.
Hey, man, come on Twitter. It's a battle going on in these streets.
Woo.
Cowboys versus Eagles. Cowboys_fan talk on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's all jokes, it's all love, but we going to talk our talk. Yeah. At least I am. I'm front line. I'm going to let Law sit back and relax. I'm front line. I'm talking trash right when I get off here.
Yeah, we got to talk trash now. That's the part of the game. We supposed to have the whole year bragging rights, not waiting till Eagles week or wait till Giants week or Washington Commanders week. We got all year to have our bragging rights. Don't y'all be folded up now.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do that, but you can find me on YouTube at Cowboys Fan Talk. Just type Cowboys Fan Talk and you'll find me. I'm dropping videos. I ain't caught up to Law, but I try to stay consistent. I'm at least once a day.
Man, you good with it, man. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for jumping in, man. Y'all follow my dog, man. Yeah. EFT, Mr. Rome. Come on.
I'm with Jay, I'm with Chuck and still the same, not switching sides. Now it's about loyalty.
We out.
You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf.